take you over how to integrate with your Lightspeed point of sale. So we're going to go in the home tab. You'll see the different point of sales we have available. You click on Lightspeed, enable. That's just going to direct you to the account. You put your URL in there, hit next. That's it. It shows you what it's going to be giving you access to, and you approve the installation. Done. Then that's the end of the integration setup process. You can see the check mark seeing that it was successful. Now that the integration has been accomplished, I'll show you how that works within our portal, and I'll go over some of the core functions as well. So these are the items. These are things that people purchase from suppliers. Now in the retail space, this is almost certainly the same as what they sell. But of course in food service, that's different, and we have a workflow around that for another time. Anyway, we go add items, import from Lightspeed Retail, choose the location, and then as you can see, all of the items get pulled in here automatically. So you can filter by vendor if there are vendor information in there, and then you can choose which supplier you want to map those to. So we'll just choose test 1, 2, 3, for example. We'll select all of them, see how they get mapped there. So you can basically use SKUs, categories, and vendors to make sure that everything gets linked to the correct supplier, and then you can import them in and bring them into the system really easily. Great. So now those new items have been brought in. We can filter by supplier in our items list here. And you can see they are all linked to the POS, which means that whatever inventory they have will sync as we begin to sell. The cost information is brought in here. The user, of course, can add in pack information because, again, this is what's going to out the supplier. So if they buy them in bulk, and they may have different packs, for example. So they may have one where, let's say they buy this in a pack of 1, that's fine. But then if they have another version where they buy that in packs of 12, they can create a pack variant or even a variant with a different supplier. Of course, we can also use the connection to bring in suppliers as well from the point of sale. So as you can see, import from here, there's a supplier that's in our point of sale and it gets brought in. If you select that you plan on communicating with LineNow, which means sending emails through our system, we ask for an email and then you can import that into our system. There you go. Now you can see the new suppliers there. That got brought in automatically. And that makes it easy to match to items as well. It's all about getting set up as quickly as possible. Let's go over some of our compliance tools. So on the supplier level, you can add licenses that are necessary for your business and make sure that we alert you, of course, as expiries come up to date and everyone can have access for everything as you go. So the core of the system now, other than setup, is really about planning your inventory, issuing those purchase orders, and we have other tools to help manage those orders as time goes, like the order screens and the communication tab. And then, of course, you have reports and insights. So let's just go through them one by one. This is a demo account that I made, so a lot of the data is really messy, and there's no sales because it's not actually been connected to any real sales, but should work just the same. So in the inventory planning tab, under current inventory, you've got your inventory level, you've got your usage, days till stock out, what we recommend you replenish to, and a whole bunch of other pieces of information, including sales and margin, that allow you to make purchasing decisions. That's what it's all about. So you can filter, hey, I'm going to start making my order for, one of these different suppliers. I only want to see items that I have that are low stock, for example, or critical stock. And then those show up for you. You can even filter by if it has product coming, or we have categories as well that get synced to the point of sale. Another part of compliance, of course, is tracking lots. So we track different lots that come in, allow you to add expiry. You can choose how your inventory gets pulled, whether it's first in, first out, or first expiry, first out. And then that allows you to make sure that you're keeping track of expired goods as well in combination with your fulfillment partner. So again, it makes it very, very fast to quickly see what you should be ordering. It will even give you a recommendation for what you should probably order if you are selling. And then you can start to build out a draft purchase order right here. So this is one way people build POs. So if I add that to cart, so I've added milk to a certain supplier's, to the supplier's cart. And I can go take a look at that. I can also see the rest of the library and go, okay, while I'm here, maybe I'll order a couple packs of this. And there's an MOQ warning, so we need 10. You get the idea. You hit create order, and then this will send a nicely formatted email and PO to the supplier. When they reply to that email with documents or confirmation status, anything in the body of the email or in attachments, we automatically update that order using AI, which is incredibly useful. Let me go to a sample PO so that we can see what that looks like. So here's all the POs that have been issued to the supplier. And you can see it's still pending, so it'll get moved to confirmed automatically. Of course, the user can update this manually anytime that they want to. There's a full log of the behavior that's happened over time. And of course, you can make changes to the PO as well here and then send those changes out. This page is a link always available to the supplier as well. So they can always go in here and check the status of the PO in real time as well. So both sides can treat it as a living document, which makes the reconciliation with receiving and accounting much easier. We can go to receiving now. We have one-click receiving. Of course, this adds inventory to our system and also pushes it out to the POS to make sure that everything is correct. You can partially receive, of course, if you want to, but if the order has changed, for example, when you're in the receiving process, you can reconciliate that ahead of time as well. Going back to the PO screen, you can see there's a summary of all of the purchase orders from every supplier and the status of every single purchase order. You can see which ones have not been pushed to accounting as well, which is an action you can take inside the order. Let me show you what that looks like. So we'll just dive into this order here. There is a button, send to accounting, right here. So anyway, you get a nice view of where all your orders are and the status of all of them. And then this is updated in real time without your effort, which is important to mention. As email confirmations come in, this always gets up to date. And of course, you can update it manually as well. You can create orders very simply just by clicking this button. You don't have to go to the inventory tab. There's no items in this particular supplier, but you can just kind of start creating an order if you want to. I'm going to switch over to a real account here for a second just to kind of show you what that looks like when you have better data. First, we'll go to the inventory screen and you'll see the purchasing plan that we've created for this user, which is super powerful. And then again, in the Insights tab, you can see what a report looks like. And depending on the output, if you're happy with the output, great. You can, if you're not, or if you want to see a graph that's not there, or you want some kind of filter, you just ask it to revise its own report, and then you can save that as a template, and you get access to a one-click answer in the future. So, and there's even key insights. It basically acts like a business advisor. Sales order tab. This is mostly for drop shipping. So if people are drop shipping sales orders, we need to send POs directly. Those can be created automatically for the customer, which is super valuable. That's basically it. Of course, if there are any questions about some of the nuances, be happy to answer them.